Hello dear students, in this video you will learn about meiosis, which is the fourth part of cell cycle. Before watching this video, please watch part 1 video, part 2 video and part 3 video of the cell cycle. The link of those videos is given in the description or at the top I button will appear. Click on that button and watch the videos. And also don't forget to subscribe our channel. So here we are going to learn about the meiosis and its steps in detail. So firstly we will talk about the overview here. Meiosis was first discovered by Strasburger scientist in 1888 in plants. So it was firstly discovered in plants, and then the meiosis name was firstly coined by Farmer and Murray in 1905. The chromosome number get doubled during fertilization. We know that the fertilization process, and during this fertilization process the chromosomal number get doubled, and then in meiosis process this doubled chromosomal number get reduced to half. And if the chromosome number is not reduced to half, the number would go on doubling with each generation, and therefore meiosis ensures the production of haploid phase in the life cycle of sexually reproducing organisms, whereas fertilization restores the diploid phase. Thus fertilization and meiosis are antithetical processes and are compensating for each other. So here are some silent features of meiosis. The nucleus divides twice in the meiosis and chromosomes divides once. Meiosis starts after the parental chromosomes have replicated to produce identical sister chromatids at the S phase, in the synthesis phase. Then it involves pairing of homologous chromosomes and exchange of genetic material between them. So during meiosis the pairing of homologous chromosomes occurs, and then further exchange of the genetic material also occurs between them. After that the 4 haploid daughter cells are formed, each with half number of chromosome of parental cells and 1/4 of DNA content of parental cell. These are some of the salient features of meiosis or meiotic cell division. The stages of meiosis. Let's see which stages are present in the meiosis or involved in the meiosis process. Meiosis is divided into two major stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 is heterotypic or reduction division, whereas meiosis 2 is homeotypic or equational division. Meiosis 1 is complicated and lengthy phase and further divided into karyokinesis 1 and cytokinesis 1. So if you see this meiosis, whole process of meiosis, it is initially it is divided into two major stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 is heterotypic or reductional division and meiosis 2 is homeotypic and equational division. The meiosis 1 is further divided into two stages. One is karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Because they are involved in the meiosis 1, they are also named as karyokinesis 1 and cytokinesis 1. Further, the karyokinesis is divided into the phases, that is prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. This prophase 1 is the first phase, which is again divided into some sub-stages or sub-phases. Those are given here. The first one is leptotene, second one is zygotene, third is pachytene and diplotene. So let's look at all these stages. So first one is leptotene. This is the diagram about the leptotene. So what is happening in the leptotene? Let's see. The size of the nucleus increases in the leptotene. Okay, so firstly before starting this meiosis 1, which comes in the prophase 1, the changes which occurs, or whatever changes occurs during the meiosis 1 or the prophase 1, that we will see, the size of the nucleus first of all increases, and the chromosomes become more distinct and with their double stranded nature. So size of the nucleus is increased here, and chromosome they become distinct or more thick, and the double stranded nature is also seen. They occur in diploid nature. They contain bead like chromomeres. The centriole divides into two. So centriole you can see on the top of the previous diagram. This centrosome with centriole, it is divided into two, and then centromere, this is the thickening of the chromosomes, is seen here in the leptotin, and also there is increase in the size of nucleus is also seen in this phase. Further, the zygotine stage is there, which is the second stage. So here also the centrosomes with centrioles, which are shown in this diagram, they are totally divided, and then further synaptonemal complex is formed in the zygotine. So let's see which features are there. The first feature of the zygotine is chromosomes becomes shorter and thicker. They become short and thick. Second is two homologous chromosomes approach each other and begin to pair. So whichever chromosomes are homologous, they approach each other and begin to pair. And this pairing is called synapsis. Okay, so this is a very important step which occurs in the zygotine stage. So synapsis occurs in the zygotine, means what? The homologous chromosomes, they are coming near to each other and they pair. So this pairing is called synapsis. Each pair consists of a maternal and a paternal chromosome. Chromosome from mother and chromosome from the father is called maternal and paternal chromosome. So this pairing occurs in between the maternal chromosome and paternal chromosome. Okay. Next, the pairs are so formed, they are called bivalents. The pairing process of pairing is called synapsis, and the pairs which are formed, they are called as bivalents. The nucleolus increases in size. Nucleus increases, the nucleolus also increases in size. Then the centriole moves to the opposite pole. So centriole, which are divided already in the leptotin, and then in zygotine they are slightly moving towards their opposite poles. Okay, this is about the first two stages, that is leptotin and zygotine. Okay, so let's move to the third step of prophase, that is Pachytene. Now this represents the stable period. Each individual chromosome of each bivalent begins to split longitudinally into two similar chromatids. As a result, each bivalent now contains 4 chromatids. This is described as tetrad stage. Okay, so what is happening in the Pachytene is that the individual chromosome of each bivalents, they are splitting longitudinally. They split longitudinally into two similar chromatids. So division of the chromosome occurs in the bivalents, and there is a longitudinal splitting occurs, and these splitted parts are similar chromatids. They are similar chromatids, and as a result each bivalent contains now 4 chromatids. As they are divided longitudinally, they are 2 in number previously, and when they divide they becomes 4 chromatids. And this is now, as they are forming 4 chromatids, it is described as tetrad stage. Next, this diagram is the Pachytene. Now in this diagram you can see the splitting of the chromosomes into 4 chromatids. So tetrad formation takes place. These centromeres, they are moving towards the opposite poles. This is first centromere, and this is another centriole, and this is another centriole, which are moving towards the uh, opposite poles, and synaptonemal complex is seen, tetrad formation is seen during Pachytene. See, the homologous chromosomes of each pair begin to separate because of the gradual disappearance of the force of attraction between them. However, the two homologous chromosomes do not completely separate and remain attached together at one or more points as indicated by X arrangement known as chiasmata. The chromatids break at these points. The broken segments are interchanged. As a result, a genetic recombination takes place. The interchange of chromatin material is described as crossing over. So what is happening here? The homologous chromosomes of each pair begin to separate because of the gradual disappearance of force of attraction between them. And however, the two homologous chromosomes do not completely separate but remain attached together at one or more points indicated by X arrangements, and that is known as chiasmata. This chromatids break at these points. The breaking of the chromatids occurs at these points, and then broken segments are interchanged. The broken segments get interchanged, interchanging of the genetic material takes place, and this recombination, this results into the recombination. The interchange of the chromatin material is also called as crossing over. So interchange of the genetic material, that is recombination, is also described as the crossing over process, which is occurring in the Pachytene step. The crossing over occurs only between the chromatids derived from two homologous chromosomes, but does not occur between the chromatids of the same chromosome. What is happening here? The crossing over, which occurs only between the chromatids derived from two homologous chromosomes. The chromosomes which are homologous, the crossing over occurs in between those chromosomes or chromatids only, and it doesn't occur between the chromatids of the same chromosome. Okay. Now the last one is diplotin. So this diplotin process, you can see the chiasmata formation, and then the exchange of the genetic material is taking place, and the centromeres, they are moving away from each other. So the homologous chromosomes repelling of the chromosomes is taking place. The two homologous chromosomes thus separate from each other, and by the end of diplotin, the chiasmata begins to move along the length of the chromosome from the centromere towards the end. The displacement of the chiasmata is termed as terminalization. So in case of in the step of Pachytene, the crossing over takes place, then exchange of the genetic material also takes place. But what happens next is that in diplotin step, the homologous chromosomes try to repel each other, and they trying to move from away from each other. Two homologous chromosomes, they separate from each other, and by the end of this diplotin, chiasmata begin to move along the length of the chromosome from the centromere towards the end. The displacement is also called as terminalization. Okay, and then the last is dikinesis. In case of dikinesis, terminalization is completely or it is completed, and then bivalents tend to repel each other and migrate to the periphery of the nucleus, just inside the nuclear membrane. Then the nucleolus also disappears. The nuclear membrane also begins to disappear. Spindle fibers makes their appearance in the cytoplasm. So spindle formation takes place during the dikinesis step. Then further process which is followed, that is metaphase 1. The spindle fibers are now well developed. The spindle fibers which are just appearing in the previous stage, that is the last step of the prophase, dikinesis, in which the nuclear membrane begins to disappear and then spindle fibers are appearing. They are start to appear in the cytoplasm, but in the metaphase 1 they are completely developed. So spindle fibers are well developed in the metaphase 1. The chromosomes move towards the equator, and finally they orient themselves on the equator plane. On that equatorial plate or plane, you can call it as a plate or plane, on which the chromosomes are moving and they are orienting themselves on the equatorial plane. The chromosome lie towards the poles and the arms towards the equator. So in this diagram you can see the chromosomes, they are arranged themselves, they are aligned to the on the equatorial plane, and then unlike the condition in mitosis, the two chromatids of each chromosomes do not separate in meiosis. The centromere does not divide. Okay. Then the next is anaphase 1. Each homologous chromosome with its two chromatids and undivided centromere moves towards the opposite poles of the cell. So the actual reduction occurs in this stage. In homologous chromosomes, each homologous chromosomes with two chromatids and undivided centromere moves towards the opposite poles of the cell. So what is happening here in the anaphase 1 is that the homologous chromosomes, they are moving towards the opposite poles, and so the actual reduction occurs in the stage. And when separated in each chromosome, the sister chromatids are connected by centromere. This stage of the chromosome is called dyad. Okay, the when they are separated in each chromosome, the sister chromatids are connected by a centromere, and this stage of those chromosome is called as dyad. Okay, so this is seen in the anaphase 1. This is the diagram of anaphase 1. And the last stage is telophase 1. So what is happening in the telophase? Obviously the chromosome reach the opposite poles of the spindle and then undergo condensation and becomes elongated. The chromosomes, they are moving towards the opposite pole, and complete condensation of those chromosomes occurs and they become elongated. So the nuclear membrane and nucleoli also reappear and daughter nuclei are formed. So after telophase, the two daughter nuclei formed, and then the process of cytokinesis also occurs, because the previous all steps are the karyokinesis, involved in the karyokinesis, and then in the cytokinesis there will be the complete separation of the daughter cells are they formed or they occurred during the cytokinesis process. So after the karyokinesis, cytokinesis occurs and two haploid cells are formed. Okay, so this is all about the meiosis 1. So these steps are involved in only meiosis 1, that what we have seen in this video lecture, the meiosis 1, in which is divided into karyokinesis and cytokinesis 1. The karyokinesis involved these steps, that is prophase 1. Then this prophase 1 is further divided into the leptotin, zygotin, pachytin, diplotin and dikinesis, and then further the cytokinesis, the further the metaphase 1, anaphase, telophase. These all steps are also involved, and finally the complete separation of the cells occurs in the cytokinesis. So this is the meiosis 1. In the next video lecture we will discuss about the meiosis 2. Thank you.